This is Think Like a Producer Daily. I'm Jamie Maglietta. Thanks for watching. If you love this daily show and you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so right now. I really appreciate everyone who can support this channel because I am giving you so much free content. After working in television news for over 20 years, I'm helping experts like you level up online so they can expand their personal brand, secure deals or clients, and attract press, if that's in the cards. Today, we're going to talk about podcasting platforms. I just wrapped up, while I'm still in the process of dealing with podcast platform hell. Okay, that's what I'm going to call this. So, if you are someone who is thinking about starting a podcast or you have a podcast and you're considering moving it, hear me out. I started out using Spotify for Creators. I loved it. I thought it was great. Now, this is just on my most recent podcast, okay? I've had other podcasts where I've used Buzzsprout and what was the other one? Podbeam. Like, there's other ones out there. Podbean, I think it was. Yeah, there's a few. Anyway, this latest podcast, Unknown to Known, I launched on Spotify for Creators, okay? That went well, except for the fact that I was loading my video into Spotify and it wasn't going to YouTube. So I was like, oh, so much work. So I moved from Spotify for Creators to Substack. So let me bring up my Substack real quick while we're talking about it. Okay. So I moved it over to Substack, right? This is where it gets muddy. I have the podcast living on Substack currently, but I may be moving it again. So I had moved it to Substack and I was launching it to all the podcasting platforms and YouTube. However, there was a tile issue. The tiles were never matching up with the episodes on all the podcasting platforms, and it created a headache. So I said, okay, I'm not doing this. And I redirected my podcast to Spreaker. I was told Spreaker was a great place to be. I had a Hall of Fame podcaster suggest it. So I thought, all right, how that could be. Let me try it. I liked it, but I still had to post my YouTube video separately. And I was so hung up on getting my entire podcast in YouTube form, in video form on YouTube, that I let it control me. I shouldn't have. Because now that I've been testing out YouTube, they don't really want your full podcast in video form. All right? Hear me out. I don't think it does. I think clips of your podcast, like 10 minutes, 8-minute clips, maybe 15, pushing to your podcast on YouTube Music could be good. But I'm not sure that the video form is necessary. I'm still testing it out, but I'm just not sold on it. My clips do very well, which makes me think, okay, maybe I could keep the full video there regardless. But I don't think you need it, is my point. So right now I'm back to Substack because they made some improvements and I thought, okay, I'll give them another shot. And it's going well. However, when the video posts to YouTube, it doesn't bring over the description or any of the data. So I have to redo it all, chapters, everything. And then I have to add a thumbnail. So I'm sometimes late to the party and I don't like that. And that's a lot of ends, but yeah. So my tip, if you are thinking about launching a podcast or you already have one and you want to move, I don't have one that I will highly recommend. So if you're listening, I would love to hear in the comments what you're using. And if you're looking, be sure to check out those comments and see what others are suggesting because it could be mutually beneficial for all of us. Get down in the comments. But yeah, I don't really have one that I'm obsessed with. Right now, I'm looking at rss.com. I was looking at Libsyn, but it seems very expensive. I was like, ooh, that's pricey. But I'm starting a network because I personally have 2 podcasts. My kids are thinking about starting a podcast and I have client podcasts. So I'm like, I might as well have a network and run them all together. So now I need a podcasting network platform. So if I'm going to pay and try to monetize, it's got to be the right network. So know what you want before you start digging into all these payment plans. Find the free ones first, like Spotify for Creators was free. Substack was free, is free. And, test it out. But you want it to be easy for you. I think if the platform has automated transcripts that you can copy and save and then upload to YouTube, that's amazing. If it comes with, chapters or anything AI built in where you don't have to go someplace else, that's worth it, because I have bought all the things and we're going to talk about them coming up, but I think you need to do some research before you jump in. Highly recommend the free ones for when you're getting started. Don't pay for those plans quite yet. And then figure out what you can do and how your audience is reacting before you start making that big investment in a monthly podcasting platform. So that's what I'm learning. I am, a fan of Substack, but I think I did better on Substack when I was just writing. And now that I have the podcast posting there, I think it's too much video and people there aren't really clicking on the videos. They like lives. Oh, now I have a nose issue. I should go. But it doesn't seem to be my videos. We'll see. Maybe it'll change. Maybe I haven't tested it long enough. It's only been a couple months. So right now it's January 2026 and I moved back over to Substack in, I think, December. So maybe I need to give it more time. But anyway, guys, that's where I'm at in my journey, and I hope this helps you. This is Think Like a Producer Daily. Be sure to check out the Think Like a Producer podcast and Unknown to Known podcast. I'm Jamie Maglietta. Find me on Instagram. That's where I like to hang, even though it does nothing for my brand. But find me there, and I'll see you guys online. Oh, the next video? Let's talk about Riverside.